Oh, kicked me out.
You're live on Facebook now, it says.
Are we?
Perfect. We're ready to go.
Oh, it's saying no.
It's on my side. It says live on Facebook. Amy
Live
Wells.
on Facebook. Brilliant.
We're on.
I can't see it in the group.
It just came.
We're in.
We're in.
We're in.
Yes. It's Sunday morning Freedom School.
We've done it. Yay. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. We're gliding. Awesome. Welcome back, James, to Freedom School. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Amy. Absolutely joyful to be here. Happy to be here.
Oh,
thanks for having me.
So many people have been in touch to say the last live that we did, you really inspired them and helped them to feel guided and feel supported in this really crazy time. So thank you, and looking forward to today.
I'm happy to be here, happy to help. To help. And if we can add a little bit more hope, if we can add a little bit more positive expectation, and hopefully eventually get to joy, then that would be amazing. But I think for anybody, I want to give people that sense of hope that anything is possible eventually. But it just takes like going to the gym and working out that muscle, so that you get in concert with the universe and let it help you. And that's what today's show is really all about. That's what this series is all about. So I'm happy to be your guide and share with you some of the things that have worked for me. And I hope your audience and I hope everybody listening can take away something from it that they can apply, that then becomes their own experience, so that they can measure some of the things that we've been talking about here, because that's when it becomes really fun. And then it makes your life a little bit more magical when those times can be a bit trialing and a bit testing, to realize, wow, I do have a helping hand when I need it. I just need to know how to access it. And that's exactly what we want to share with you today.
Lovely, amazing. So and today we're gonna talk about focus and manifestation.
That's right. That's what we're going to talk about today. Focus is really, really important, because the human brain doesn't really focus. I read a scientific study, and it said that the human brain and we as humans don't like to focus on something for longer than about 6 seconds, because you've got like this, as the Buddhists call it, they call it a monkey mind, which is dancing around from place to place. And you need to not silence that monkey, but you need to give it something to focus on for an extended period of time. And when you get focused, amazing things begin to happen. And it's always the athletes and people doing astonishing things that you revere. You know, you're like, what are they doing? What they're doing is just focusing for longer than 6 seconds. They're focusing for way longer than 6 seconds. They're focusing for at least a minute or 2 or 3 or 4, which is very long to be focused on something for such a long period of time. But when you're able to do that, what happens is you start to build that relationship with the universe. And now the universe knows exactly what it is that you want, and it will give it to you very quickly, or give you signposts even during that day, because you focused. And that's very, very exciting to realize that there is something larger going on, because most people don't realize, because they're only focusing for 6 seconds at a time. So they're not really giving themselves enough time to really tap into the magic. And magic is, there's no difference to what you consider magic. I'm just using that word. I'm just going to swap that word for focus, because that's really the difference. I'm going to swap the word magic to focus, and that is just the exact word or you know, juxtaposition for what it is. Excuse me, I'm just going to shut the door. So
magic for focus.
Just swap the words, and now you understand that it's not hocus pocus, it's just your focus. That's it. Hocus pocus focus, folks. That's what you want to do. So if you've got your kids and you're getting off a train and you don't want them to all dart around carelessly, Just get off that train and say, hocus pocus focus, kids. We'll all stick like glue, stick together. What's our intention? So I had looking after my nephews and nieces last summer. They're about 7 and 9. Full of beans, full of life. They're in a foreign country. We're away on holiday. I'm driving. I've designated adult to look after them for the day. They're with Uncle James. Oh my golly, are they going to get it good? So we had to go to 3 places to do 3 different things, pick up clothes for their birthdays. So surprise birthday present from Uncle James, shopping, and in 2 different locations. There's a lot of people knocking around. And I tell them when I'm in the car, we're going to have a fun, easy, and successful trip. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to this shop, we're going to go to this shop, and we're going to go to this shop. It sounds almost regimented, doesn't it? But I'm telling them exactly what we're going to do and what's going to happen and where we're going to meet if something happens. All right. So that they are completely focused. They know exactly what's going to happen and that they are going to have an enjoyable experience in the meantime. And, you know, we managed to achieve what most people would find very difficult with kids. It would probably say that whole episode might take just under 2 hours. We did it in an hour. And they got their birthday presents that they loved.
Amazing.
And I was like, okay, good. And it was just nice to know that there needs to be someone who's focused, and it's always the one who's focused the clearest about what it is they want, how they want to feel, that they set the tone. And that is why you have directors, CEOs, mums, dads, doesn't matter. It's just all the same thing. Get clear about what it is you want, what the outcome is you want, and how you want to feel in that episode of shopping, for instance, you know.
Golden. Love this. Yeah.
And it's really simple, but you've got to be clear. And most people aren't clear, so they just get mixed results. And when I started to get really, really clear, my mind started to get really, really focused. And as it got really more focused, there was less mental chitter chatter and a lot more things are always working out now because I'm really clear about what it is that I want. I know what it is that I want to deliver today. I know what it is that I want to feel today. And I know what it is that I want to bring to the table. And you can make it general to start with, you know, especially if you're a mum. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're a mum. You're like, how do you, so like, for instance, give me an example for you. This is quite fun. So we can give you like a little example of this is the focus, and then you're going to see the manifestation, which is your experience. And when you have the experience, then you've got a measured result. And then we're going to talk about another level of manifestation. Okay. And then there's an advanced level of manifestation, but that's for another show. Okay. So there's really loads of different stages, but I want to just give you something that you can take away and use today if you're a mum or a dad or whoever's listening, that you can use in an episode, a regular day, to make it extraordinary.
Okay.
All right. So give me an example of an outing or something you do with the kids that sometimes feels like, oh, that could be a big deal. So give me an example, and I'm going to try and see if I can share with you how we're going to twist this next time. And I encourage any person listening, if they've got kids or looking after their kids, to apply this same method. And I'm going to do my best to generalize it as possible so that, you know, you get to play the game of life using focus. Okay.
Just thinking of a few. So I think just like going to say, like, just taking 2 of them to the supermarket can be touch and go. Sometimes you can kind of like glide through, other times it can just turn into an absolute, they're both crying, they're just grabbing stuff, and Ace won't let you, like if he's chosen something like a sandwich, he won't let me give it to the lady to pay for it. And I remember 2 weeks ago, he threw himself under like the stands next to the till that you queue round. He threw himself under there. There was a massive queue. I was just like, oh, just ignore him. And so that's the sort of thing. And wanting an ice cream because he'll see the ice creams and all of this. Yeah.
Okay. So So there's two things that I would say before that episode occurred, right? Number one, how relaxed were you before you went shopping?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, remember, you're the teacher. So when you get focused, you're the teacher. You're setting the tone. I like to just call you the tone setter. So like before I come on the show, or every morning and every evening, I do a little meditation. And the meditation allows me to focus and just gently relax my body, relax my mind, and shoot my natural well-being right back up to its natural state. Now, when we're not relaxed and you go out into the world, you're going to meet things that aren't relaxed. When you're relaxed before you leave the house, as much as possible, as often as possible, what you do is you go and meet things of that tone that you left the house with. Does that make sense? So whenever you pick up a phone call and you're calm, relaxed, or fun, or feeling good, that's what's going to be on the other end. If you're angst or worried or concerned or, you know, overwhelmed, and you pick up the phone, guess what's going to be on the other end? Tell me.
The worry and the
yeah, exactly. So what we've got to do is learn how to get ourselves in a more balanced, good feeling place, which is why I encourage meditation. I'm an advocate of it. I've got a meditation that I do, and you know, we'll chuck it in there so you can listen to it. Just do that before you leave the house. And now sometimes that feels even challenging to do that because you've got like loads of kids and you're like, where am I going to do that? You're like, the answer to that is you've got to schedule in a bit of me time somewhere, somehow, at some point, because if you don't fill up your own tank of good feeling vibe, guess what you're going to be sending to the kids? That's it, your tone. Easier said than done, I have to admit. Easier said than done, I have to admit. But that's kind of like what you've got to bring to the table, because the kids pick up on your vibe. They don't pick up on your words. They pick up on your vibe. They pick up on your frequency. They pick up on your tone. Now, I had that 7 and 9-year-old kids. They could run around wherever they want. You know, they could go mental on me. Admittedly, they might be older than Ace, and your other little one, but the same principle applies. I'm not saying they're always going to be the best behaved, most amazing kids, because kids are kids, but they will morph to the tone that you set in your house. So if it's a loving home, if it's a fun home, if it's, you know, you're mostly joyful, that's what they're going to pick up on. If it's a sad home, upset home, worried home, concerned home, that's what they pick up on. And we have to experience every emotion as a human being, but you can begin to pick by focusing which emotion you want to focus on. And so meditation helps you at least to focus on a more relaxed vibe, And I don't mean airy-fairy vibe. I mean grounded, centered, balanced, relaxed, confident,
clear
vibe. Clear. It brings you clarity. And funnily enough, when you have clarity, you just are naturally more bubbling up in happiness. That's the difference. And I know that from my own experience, because I was the exact opposite at one point in time. So that's been my experience with meditation. So for instance, you're going out with your kids, you're going to do a little 5-minute meditation maybe before you go out. Just bite size is a good way to start. Get the ball rolling. Every time you relax, what happens is you begin to get these bite-sized compounding good feeling vibes. Next, you're going to get in the car. You're going to get in the car and you're going to say to your kids what you want to have happen. Okay?
Yeah, got it.
So I don't know, what's your local shop?
Oh, we've got all of them. Sainsbury's.
Okay, let's just say Sainsbury's, right? Just for this generalization. Right, kids, we're going to Sainsbury's. We're going to have a successful shop today. We're going to feel good. We're going to get some goodies. And I'm going to choose wisely for us so that everyone wins. All right? Get them in on the game. And how do you want to feel today, kids? And you try and get them involved if they want it. And they go, we want to feel good. And we want to get a good parking space. We want to mix it up with some lovely people. And we want to get home in good time. You up for that? They'll be like, yay! Boom, get them part of it. Because now what you are is the driver. You're not only the driver of the car, you're driving the emotion. And when you drive the emotion, you become the focus bus conductor, so to speak, you know.
Love it.
And so every time you enter a family thing that you're going to go out, try saying those things. And if you want me to try and, you know, write something in the bottom here, Freedom School, you know, how to at least give you an example like I've just mentioned to get it going again, I'll be happy to do that. But try it, and then
love it.
And then have your experience, because you're setting that intention, and that intention is focus. And most people just get in the car and drive to school, or, you know, drop the kids off. If you're dropping the kids off at school, kids, I want you to have a beautiful day today. I want you to feel amazing. I want you to feel relaxed. I want you to feel happy, and I want you to feel interested. And I so look forward to seeing you come home and hear your stories of what happened today. And whatever happens today,
that's lovely.
I want you to have the best day possible and make the best of whatever happens.
That's beautiful.
And so when you drop them off like that, what's happening is you're giving them something to focus on during the day. You've actually sent them out into the world and gone, oh my God, all right, I've been set up for the day. You set them up for the day emotionally, which is energy in motion, which is focus.
Nice.
So that is the focus. And then the manifestation comes back in as like, oh, you never believe this. When you come back and go, Saul, you never believe it. I went to Sainsbury's. I got like 4 things on offer today. You know, the kids, you know, they even got like a hat in Sainsbury's that, you know, magically came along. And oh, and I bumped into Martha, who I haven't seen for a little while, and she's brilliant. And she's inviting us over for dinner next week. Stuff like that sort of happens. I mean, I cannot make this up. So like when I took Freddie and Ava last year, Ava wanted this beautiful dress. She goes, I've been looking for this dress. I saw it in a magazine. I said, darling, it's yours. You can have it. So I spoiled her on this dress, and she was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Freddie got this marble t-shirt. He loves marble, loves it. He goes, that's what I want. And I was like, yes, straight away. He goes, that's what I want. When I hear someone say that, I'm like, that person is really focused. That's what I want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want. He's 7 and saying that, and I'm like, get in. You've got this. You've got this. So if you can teach them at a young age, before they hit the teens, you know, and they start comparing themselves to other people, you're giving them focus. And of course, you're setting the tone. You're setting the tone how you want it to be in the house, how you want it to be at school, how you want it to be on your shopping trip, how you want the day to go. And then, you know, wow, amazing things happen. The magic happens. But really, it's your focus, and it's the universe responding to your clear intent and your clear focus.
So that's the manifestation, and you're not thinking about the outcome. You're just focusing on the feeling.
Well, you are thinking about the outcome. You talked about what your outcome.
But as in, not like saying, I'm gonna go to Sainsbury's and I'll get this good deal on this and that, and I'm just like thinking of it on like a bigger plane. If you're thinking, I don't know, say you want a new house and you just keep thinking about how this new house is going to look. And I remember
you see that is great if you can explain it and you feel good. But if you don't feel good, there's no point talking about it.
Right.
So I would be saying, let's just say you're looking to find a new house in a new place. And everything you want. The universe has already created that for you. Now you just need to match the same frequency as that new property. And the best way to do that is to say, universe, orchestrate the perfect new home for me with everything that I want, with X, Y, Z, and bring it to me in a way that's really fun and easy and affordable, and bring it to me at the perfect time. And if you need to show me some stuff, show me some stuff that I need to know, and introduce me to people. I say all this, I write this down. Universe, introduce me to the right people who will show me what I really want. And it always does. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like over and over again, I keep laughing to myself. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
So yes, there are some things that we are more attached to than others. Maybe it's having a new relationship.
Yeah.
Wanting a new partner. Maybe it's getting a new home. Maybe it's trying to find a new school for, your kids, or, it could be a host of things. Maybe it's trying to heal your body in some kind of way. All of these things. Maybe it's a financial condition that you're trying to improve. You've got to start feeling good first, because then let's say what you want is on this frequency here. And let's say when you usually ask, you're on a different frequency. So you need to match this frequency. And the only way you can do that is beginning to feel good and focusing on where you want to go. And then when you begin to feel good, and it doesn't matter really what topic it's on, it doesn't have to be the topic that you're focused upon. What happens is things of that frequency will match. So it's almost as if you have to learn to feel good first, because if you don't feel good, what's happening is you're not allowing yourself access to what it is that you really want. And it's usually the things that you don't care too much about that turn up. And the reason being is because there's no attachment to that outcome. And things like a new job, or things like a new relationship, or things like an improved money condition, what that is serious attachment to that outcome. And of course, if you're attached to it, it can't enter, because it says, I haven't got it yet. So you've got to come from
the attachment away, or soothe it away.
The best way to soothe the attachment. Lovely. I have a few little things. Number one, spend a lot more time in nature, because nature soothes your energy anyway. So spend a lot more time walking. And then I have another thing that I do, which is I say things called affirmations, which not affirmations. Now, this is invented by a guy called Noah St. John. And what it is it's asking empowering questions as if they are already true. So I'm like, why did I find my perfect house? Does that make sense?
Why did you find it?
Yeah. Why did I find it? Because your brain now goes, have I? And you're like, and now you understand that you're now on a completely different frequency to, I haven't found my house yet, or I'm still looking. If you ever remember that U2 song, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. People love that song. It went to #1. No focus in that. All right, you still haven't found what you're looking for? I'll continue to give you what you're not looking for, or what you haven't found. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How the universe works. It doesn't care, yes or no. It's impartial. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Well, I'm going to keep giving you more what you haven't looking for. Well, I'm still having a problem with this. Well, I'm going to continue to give you a problem with this. Oh, I have to tell you, I've got the most wonderful friends. Oh, good. I'm going to keep giving you more experiences of wonderful friends. Oh, that car, it's annoying me. I'm going to give you more car trouble. That person is so annoying. Oh, good. I'm going to give you more people that annoy you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing so well at work, and I've got a bonus. Good. Oh, I'm going to give you more things that like bonus like that. I'm going to give you another bonus from somewhere else. I'm going to let you come into a little extra money that you didn't know about from another source. Oh, you're appreciating that? Oh, I'll give you more to appreciate. Good. The universe does not care. It does not care, and it will never care. As much as you want it to care, it doesn't. Because what it's doing is it's giving you a feedback based on your emotions, based upon what you're thinking and feeling. So when I use these affirmations from Noah St. John, I say, why have I found my perfect house? Why is everything always working out for me? Why am I having a good day today? I'm focusing my mind to find the answer to that positive, empowered question. Because a wise Frenchman once said, the answer is always in the question. So ask good questions, you'll get good answers. And I've got to give you a story on this. I went shopping with my sister one Christmas. She wanted a suitcase. I'm like, you want a suitcase? She goes, yep. And she goes, I don't want an ordinary suitcase. I want a bright, shiny, like light blue metallic one. I'm like, oh God, okay, that's a bit hard. But she was clear. She knew what she wanted. And I was like, oh golly. And so I went to work. And she doesn't know, what I'm, she doesn't know like my method, but she got to join to play my game with me. I got her to coax her in to play my game with me, which is, why have I found your perfect suitcase? Why have we found your perfect suitcase? Whilst moving our feet looking for it. Does that make sense? The
Yeah.
Quakers say, pray whilst you move your feet. So every empowering question that you make is called a thought seed or a prayer. Okay. So while we found your perfect suitcase was, I'm going to go to this shop, I'm going to go to this shop, I'm going to go to this shop. We went into 3 different shops. And I have to say, at the beginning, you're usually like, I don't know how I'm going to find this. You know what I mean? You're like, this is way out there. But I played the game. And on the 3rd shop I went into, we went into John Lewis on Oxford Street, or Regent, not Oxford Street. And funnily enough, there's loads of different suitcases, and there was one suitcase on a platform higher than all the other platforms with lights shining on it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Boom. And she goes, that's the suitcase. And I'm like, oh. Now, I don't know if she remembers the story, but I remember this story because this was more about for me than it was for her. It was a win-win. She got the suitcase she wanted for Christmas, but I got to understand how I focus and manifest at the same time.
Amazing. Great story. That, yeah, so
really simple.
This has been so amazing, and I want to chat longer, but I have to go and look after baby Koa.
Sure.
But what would you say are the top takeaways for us to keep practicing?
Keep practicing. I will always say this: meditate more, meditate every day. The reason being is because when you start to feel good, your natural vibration shoots up, and then you become a match for things that feel good. Happy days. That's when your life starts to become really enjoyable. Number 2, get clear about what it is that you want, and start getting clear about what it is you want every day to have happen. Like, I want to have a great shopping trip today with the kids. I'd like to get some good deals. I want to have fun today. I want to mix it up and rendezvous with some wonderful people today. Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
And I would say like this, take it from last time: universe, orchestrate a wonderful, unexpected gift for me today. Boom. Get that saying, because the more often you say that and the more it happens, you'll be like, oh, I've got this relationship going. Universe, you can ask all day long. It doesn't care. Fine. Okay. And number 3, start. I haven't really talked about this in depth today, but I would start surrounding yourself with pictures of things that you want. Because the mind doesn't necessarily think in words, it thinks in pictures. So if you've got beautiful pictures of things that make you feel good, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel good more. And when you feel good more, boom, amazing things. That's what you mix it up with. That's what you match. That's what you rendezvous with. Beautiful. So those are my 3 tips today. And I'd like to talk about, maybe next time, a little bit more about the pictures.
Oh yes, let's do it. Oh, it's been
I've got
so
some
good.
fascinating stories of things that have happened, and something that I'd like to share with the audience to try and put into practice.
Oh, exciting. Okay, we'll talk about when you can next come on. We'll talk about that, and have a great, successful trip back to the UK. And it's London, isn't it? You're going headed to.
I want to have a smooth transition back into London that's happy and joyful.
Lovely. Wow. Oh, well, may it be full of magic, and we'll speak to you.
And some nice unexpected surprises as well.
Oh, yes. Love it. Okay. Right, lots of love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my darling. Lots of love. And I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.